Hello, welcome to the light. I've been in heavy conversations last couple of days. I have shared in a counseling session. And I have to say, what I notice is a lot of people are worried about their reputation instead of their character. So I say, character over reputation. Speaking of the counseling sessions that I've been having for years, I want to start introducing this channel to that. It is more of an endeavor, but I feel committed. And I am gonna probably need support because it also involves a gift store. And it's a lot more interactive. I feel committed to the purpose enough to extend this channel to live counseling sessions. And for anyone that would like to support my channel, I'm connected to zelle at KimMarcelinWest 2020 Gmail. KimMarcelinWest 2020 Gmail. And cashapp $KimMarcelinWest. And I do a lot of charity outreach in the community, and it would just allow me to give more when I am in the community. I come into contact with the people in need, and I do offer assistance when I can. When I can. And I want to be able to do that. I will continue to always do that. It's a hard journey for me. I think it has a real purpose to reach out and try to help others in need. You know, I know for a fact that there are loopholes in government programs. I've seen it, and my family in my family that needed government assistance. There's loopholes, and you might not qualify, but you may need some support and assistance. And politicians are not addressing these concerns. Otherwise, homelessness wouldn't be staggering, outrageous rates. And families get overwhelmed with constantly trying to help a family member in need all the time. So they get shifted through the cracks, a lot of cracks, and makes them feel lost. And in reality, that can happen to anybody. So, any support is always appreciated. I'll start shooting lives during those times so everyone can see how grateful people are when you try to help them. Yeah, every time I help them, they actually show a lot of appreciation for your effort. So they do appreciate it. I have to say that. I for that reason, I want to speak on how people get bad reputations. The people that are lost get bad reputations, for being needing help, for being homeless or alcoholics or addictions and waywardness, and it looks like they're being irresponsible, or having low self-esteem, unmotivated. That's what I'm saying. And it starts looking like their characters are very flawed, but honestly, I've just witnessed a lot of people get shifted through the cracks that could have gone either way in their life. It's like one thing could determine the outcome of their situations, and whether they got help or didn't get help. And sometimes if a person got real support or any support, some people don't get any support, or just some type of support in their life or in their situations, it can make the total difference. So instead of us, which is easy to do, to judge, instead of us just judging, once you see someone in need, real need, like not eating. I've seen a teenager was digging in the trash looking for food when I went to Walmart, and of course that's that's not healthy, and he's human being like all of us that need food and nutrition. So of course, it it would allow me to share a hot meal. So I did return with a hot meal for the person, and that could prevent somebody from eating something unhealthy that could make them sick and hospitalized and a lot worse. So, I mean, it seems the littlest things. But it's a start. I don't know. It's a start. Of course, I always wish I could do so much more, and maybe one day I will. But so they get really bad reputations, but at that point, and they're in need and eating out of the trash and not having shoes and walking around on the ground in all kind of weather, and at the point where they're in need, how they got there is up to God. I mean, we gotta leave that to God, because we don't know, if they ever had support in their life from anywhere. So whatever they needed was probably being neglected. But what leads up to what I had in mind to speak about, what leads up to people feeling lost. There's a lot of reason why people feel lost, where they don't know what to do or where to go or how to ask for help. And it gets out of control and overwhelming, and they get neglected. Their needs get neglected. So, it looks as if they took the wrong path in life, or they did something awfully wrong to get in their situation. And it's easy for us to look at others and judge their behavior. And then, the community starts gossiping, or even your family, about you and what you're doing wrong and what you didn't do and how confused you are. And really, you could just need their support. could just need somebody's support through a hard time and didn't get it. So you may have had to steal. Yeah, they may have had to steal. So then they get a bad reputation. Or they may have had to lie. So they get a bad reputation. Or they may have had to do things to survive that were bad and not healthy. So, they one thing leads to another. They start relying on that bad behavior, and they go around others with their bad behavior. They get a bad reputation. And after they've been through everybody that they know, family and friends, the community, then they're just neglected and lost. And they can't take care of themselves, and they don't have enough motivation to care for themselves. So I know it's a long process. I watched it. Without getting too personal, my nephew made some decisions like that. And it's hurtful to experience it from your own family. It didn't stop me from helping, but it did limit me from helping, because I couldn't even leave him alone in my house, even if I wanted to get him off the street, because as soon as I did, he was robbing me. He was stealing from me, that cared, shared with them, fed them, housed them, loved them. Yeah, you get a bad reputation. So, true story. And as much as I love him, and I would still do something that I thought would help, but I did, and it didn't help. It didn't help at all. After that, he went to jail. So he's out now, but he's back on the street, and he's living that lifestyle. And I ran into him, and all I could do was ask him if he need anything. Just like a stranger, you need anything to eat? You got shoes on your feet? You have a warm jacket? You have socks? I couldn't change him. So it's a tricky thing, really. It's a tricky thing, but he has, in our family, he has a bad reputation. very bad reputation. And I've always taken care of him as an aunt. I didn't take care of him as a mother, but I did as far whatever I did for my kids, I did for him. Everything I did for my kids, I did for him. But he wasn't my child. He wasn't always with me. So when I thought it was making a difference when he was a boy, I wanted it to make a difference. I saw some things in him. So I tried to spend extra time with him. And then he went back to his other environment, and it influenced him to survive and survive and survive and survive and lie and steal and cheat and so. But so now he has a bad reputation. So where my mother is worried and hurt and praying for him every day, and she cries a lot for her grandson. It's very hurtful when it's in your own family, but that's what I said. I've seen it firsthand. I know how it begins and it ends, unfortunately. And I know that how people get caught up and start living a life of bad behaviors that follow them, and they develop a very bad reputation. So I want to remind us to teach our children and our family and friends to show character, to show real character, and responsibility, and to be a vessel for that, because we're an example. And that's what showing character is being an example. And I would tell my kids that growing up, while they were growing up, you could be a good example, or you could be a bad example. But you're going to be an example. So do you want to be seen doing the wrong things and bad things and negative behavior? Or do you want to be seen doing nice things, good behavior, respectful? It's up to you. Could go either way. Most of us could, probably 75% of people could go either way. But it's an individual, personal decision. if you're going to be, you decide you're going to be a person of character, a person of integrity, trustworthy, okay, you know, oh, it's so tricky. Because we're so human. Nobody's more human than me. I mean, I hesitate so much. Somebody used the word perfect. I cringe. I'm like, perfect. Wow. Who invented the word anyway? I don't know who invented that word perfect. But because I'm not speaking about perfection, being the perfect person. I already know that's impossible. It just doesn't exist. We're human, and we're all human. And that's all of our connection to each other. It's humanity. So if we can't realize that one common factor, how much integrity can we show to our neighbors, to our children, to our mothers, to our extended family? What kind of character are we sharing, displaying, being an example of? You know, can we be reminded to do that, to be that, to share that? Can we be reminded of it? Or are we just going to have it? You're going to have it or you're not. Either going to have it or you're not. You're going to have some integrity, some self-respect, or you're not. You're going to live a life of bad behavior and horrible experiences following you and labeling you and develop a bad reputation, or not. Oh, and then don't forget about the clever people that manipulate you to think that they're strong characters and upstanding citizens and wear the perfect mask and lying still from you as they're eating your food. You know, as they're living under your roof, as you're taking care of them. Yeah. I have a personal story about that too. And all of my, all of this that I share with you all, it's only my personal experiences that is allowing me to express and remind you and myself, you know what? I see You know what I've seen? A lot. I've seen a lot. But we could all do better. We could all do better. We can. You don't have to live a life of a bad reputation or being phony or fake or two-faced. There's a reputation of that too. When you think you're showing up in this characteristic way and playing the part. All the way playing the part. Ooh, some people could get an Academy Award. Academy Award. But their true character is it's been in question all of their life, and it follows them. And they get away with it, so they keep doing it. When we're all just gracious, they think they're getting away with it. But we forgive and we overlook and we accept the human part of flaws and we accept them anyway, but really they develop a horrible reputation and they don't give a bag of beans about their character, their integrity, their honor, their self-motivation, ambitions, goals. They'll just steal yours or lie to you to get it or manipulate around the situation to take it. So there's a difference. There's a huge difference. Showing real character or pretending that you have it. Or not caring that you have it or not. And then you just live this bad reputation out. You live your rebel life without caring at all. So, I just want to remind us to pay attention to our characters, our interactions with each other, our intentions, our motivations for interacting with others. Acting phony is not going to make people ignore it. They're just going to say, boy, is he phony. It's not going to disguise anything. They're just going to notice that you're two-faced. Whether they tell you or not, they might not tell you. They're just not going to trust you. But if you develop a real character, when you deal with others, they'll respect you. And they'll see you as a trustworthy person. Person of character. Let me remind you now, tonight, today, now. Don't ignore the importance of that. It matters. It makes a big difference. So, God bless. And I appreciate any support that the channel can receive, because I do have some goals for this channel, and I do want to share it with everyone and involve the community. And it will be a deliberate outreach, and I'm very committed to that. So I appreciate every one of you that hears this, listens, and shows any support, any support. So it's going to make a difference to somebody, because I help people all the time. And I can say that based on my integrity with a straight face. So, my Cash App is $KimMarcelinWest, and zelle is KimMarcelin2020 @gmail. God bless everyone. And character over reputation. Love and light.